Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you would be fine and fit inside your homes. Dear students, scare or fear of the COVID 19 infection is reducing day by day. The economic activities are getting revived, but in original we can say the pandemic is there, but life is coming back to the track. For you, it is a very good information that board has issued a notification regarding the submission of your forms and also issued another notification that the examinations of class 10th, 11th, and 12th shall be taken in the month of October or November by making reduction in 30% of syllabus. So you have to prepare for 70% only. 30% is reduction there. But your educational institutions are set. No physical classroom teaching is there. You have to prepare the things on these virtual classes and self-study. And there is no substitute for the self-study, and you should go for the self-studies to crack the coming examinations with the difference and also can defeat the COVID-19 infection by sitting inside the homes. Dear students, today we are dealing with class 12th subject political science, a very important topic in your political science, that's India and globalization. Dear students, I have already addressed you many a times that globalization has no precise definition. It is considered like flows, it's flow of ideas, flow of people, flow of services, flow of goods. The process of globalization is as old as the Indian civilization itself is. So, right from the ancient period, there was the movement of people, there was the free trade, there was the exchange of commodities. So, the globalization process in India was right from the ancient period. But during the colonial era, when India was under the British domination, India was also in the process of globalization. It was an exporter of the raw material and importer of finished goods and also exporter of the finished goods. But when the British surrendered power to Indians in 1947, India became free in 1947. India decided to be self-reliant so that they decided not to export the things so that their producers could learn to produce the things. With the passage of time, with the passage of time, this decision taken by India, we can say it is protectionism, proved disaster. It had a disaster consequences. Indian economy was not growing well. It was not showing healthy rate. Some sectors in India were totally neglected when it was a protectionism in India and there was no process of globalization like health, like education, like housing. These sectors were totally neglected. By remaining aloof from the world, the Indian economy did not grow with a promising rate. So economic growth was very sluggish or very slow. So in order to make greater economic benefits, or we can say to make economy healthy economy, India took some decisions like deregulation of de-investment, deregulation of de-investment. So that means India decided to go for the globalization in the fully in the process of the globalization. So one of that step was the free trade. India starting free trade with the rest of the world and foreign direct investment, that's FDI, was allowed. So the multinational companies came here, foreign direct investment was in India. This, the free trade and FDI, slowly started benefiting in India. Its economy showed some promising rates or economic growth. But dear students, in this world, where people, all the countries are showing uh, exchange, are showing the progress in economic matters, are exchanging technology and various ideas to accelerate the economic growth. And one country cannot remain aloof. Country cannot remain aloof from these ideas. So India changed its idea of protectionism. It decided to make free trade and foreign direct investment. And when India took this decision, the Indian economy showed some promising results. Its growth was promising. So we can say the process of the globalization, when India entered fully in the globalization, its economy, its economies start growing well. Dear students, I am repeating the things for you in just a minute or just a 2 minutes. The process of globalization is as old as Indian civilization itself is. During the colonial era, when India was under the British domination, there India was in the process of the globalization. It was the exporter of the raw material, exporter of the finished goods, and also the importer of the finished goods. But when India became free in 1947, it decided to be self-reliant so that the Indian producers can learn to produce the things. But this decision proved disasters. Disaster. It is consequences. It had bad consequences. Some sectors were neglected in India, that is housing, that's health, and that is education. And finally, India changed its mind. India changed its mind. It allowed to be free in trade, and foreign direct investment was on. So the foreign direct investment and a free trade finally benefited India to greater extent. Now the India is in the process of globalization. India has taken various decisions like foreign FDI and the free trade. This is benefiting India, and time will also tell us in the future how India will be benefited through this process of globalization, or we can say the two key factors, that is FDI and free trade. Dear students, it is now 7 minutes, above 7 minutes video. It's enough for today. When you watch this video, if any sort of confusion strikes your mind, you can call me on 7006671106 or WhatsApp me on the same number. And when you post your query, by any means, your query shall be answered within short duration of time. But before leaving the class, I am advising you do concentrate on self-studies. Self-study is only way to get the things done. In case you meet with any sort of difficulty, you can call the teachers. We are as at your disposal around the clock because we are getting the salary from the state exchequer. It is the obligation and duty on us to help you in these days of pandemic. Thanks. Be balanced.